Should you pay to skip the lines here at Hollywood Studios?
Today we're going to find out.
Science time, baby. We're here at Disney's Hollywood Studios today to find out if you should buy Disney Genie Plus during your trip, if it's really worth it in this park. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Today I'll be testing out Genie Plus.
I'm buying the individual lightning lane reservation for Rise of the Resistance.
And I'm the short end of the sticks. I get nothing.
Nothing from Miranda.
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios is a park that a lot of people rope drop. You can see there's a pretty significant crowd out here this morning. And it is before park opens, so it's about 8 a.m. The park opens at 8:30. All these folks are waiting to get in when they open to regular park guests. Now remember, resort guests do get 30 minutes of early entry, so those guests are already entering the park, heading to get on Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog Dash most likely. 8:32 and we're in. All right, so we are headed for Rise of the Resistance. It just opened, which is somewhat good for us because that means that the resort guests were not able to rope drop it. So we're gonna go see what part of line we can get into and hopefully have a relatively short wait for Rise of the Resistance. It's already posted at 45 minutes for the day.
We have a little bit of a different game plan because we purchased the ILL individual lightning lane reservation for Rise of the Resistance for tonight, which we're able to redeem at starting at 6 p.m. So we are going to actually take a right when Quincy takes a left.
Oh, we're separating.
We're separating. We're gonna go to Toy Story Land to rope drop Slinky Dog Dash because that's after Rise of the Resistance, the ride that more times than not has the next longest wait.
You know, this will be interesting because we are headed in while Rise just opened.
That's
and
right.
You're headed to Slinky Dog, which has been open for the resort guests.
That's right. So there's already time to accumulate
So much science.
line. We'll see how long it is when we get there. But you know, the most important thing, why I want to do this first, it's not as much sunlight.
It is
Direct
not.
sunlight.
And it's not as high. It's like 70 degrees right
it's
now.
really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna stand in the Slinky Dog Dash line,
do
I
it
think
first
this
thing
is
in the
time
morning.
to do it.
All right. Bon voyage.
Oh, bon voyage. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Ciao.
All right, so Rise of the Resistance is right through this tunnel. You pass by Grand Avenue and head in. Hopefully it's not too long. I can see that the line's already stretching out here back by the outside of the tunnel and into the Muppet Vision queue, which is pretty standard. And I can see that there are a ton of people headed this way, especially because Rise was not open this morning. Although it's not as many people as I have seen, so I don't know, we'll see. It's a big, big mystery. But with Genie Plus, hopefully this is the only line I have to wait in today to get through our list.
Well, it's a good sign that the line doesn't start back here where the umbrellas start, because that means a super long wait. I'm not seeing any line accumulating anywhere outside of what I would describe as that internal queue, the queue that leads right up to the ride. All right, we've got a 45-minute posted wait time. That's not bad. I think it'll probably be less than that. We'll set the timer now. Thank you. Good morning. Let's set the timer and see how long it really is. Posted 45.
We're looking at a posted 85-minute wait, which isn't too bad. It's under an hour and a half for Rise of the Resistance. So you might be alarmed if you rope drop Rise and you see that the line goes all the way into Muppet Courtyard into the Muppet Vision 3D extended queue. Don't be too stressed out. Yes, it will look shorter later, but it will actually be longer as those lightning lanes start to kick in, and if the ride breaks at all during the day, which Rise of the Resistance is very prone to. So don't get stressed when the line looks the longest at rope drop. It is typically the shortest at rope drop or maybe towards the end of the day, but that can get risky if the ride closes a lot.
So Slinky Dog Dash is a 38-inch height requirement. You're gonna consider this more of your family coaster. But what I love about it is it has those launches and it's really themed. Like the theming is very full out, and of course it's Toy Story. This queue is unbelievable and never ceases to blow my mind. Very detailed. I know we say that a lot, but
It's been 20 minutes, so we're in the actual queue now. It's moving.
It's getting there.
wow, this is incredible. The 45-minute posted wait time was a gross exaggeration. This is great. We'll of course check in about the actual time when we board, but we're ready to go here. Sometimes I forget how fun Slinky Dog Dash is. It's a family coaster. It's not intense. It's not a thrill ride, but it has really fun 2 launches and these fun little where you kind of go up and down like that, how it rolls and it makes you feel like you have butterflies in your stomach. It's just, here we go. It's a much better family coaster, story coaster even, than I think it gets credit for a lot of times. And the posted wait time was 45 minutes and we only waited 15 minutes. That's incredible. So actually, I don't know. I think people think it's a kid's ride and it's a lot more than that to me.
The line is really moving, which if you waited for Rise of the Resistance in the afternoon, you know is not always the case. Once the lightning lanes start to get a little more backed up, the line can move a lot slower, but we've been pretty much walking the whole time, so nothing too bad. I don't think it's going to be 85 minutes, which is what was posted. Fingers crossed.
Whoa, it says there's only a 10-minute line for Rock and Roller Coaster, so we're headed over to Sunset Boulevard right now to try to get that out of the way. Right now, Tower of Terror is posted at 45. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. So we can easily hop in line for that next. Maybe we should do Tower of Terror first because that will go way up, but so will Rock and Roller Coaster. 10 minutes? Okay. We'll see what it looks like when we get over there, but for now, the plan is to head directly to Rock and Roller Coaster. All right, we're here. Oh, it's posted at 15 now. I wonder if they're doing single rider. I think that's cheating in this case because we are doing science for you, and you're probably not coming here alone. So I am going to get in the regular standby line, and I also don't think that the single rider entrance is open right now. All that to say, we're setting the timer. We'll see if 15 minutes is accurate. Timer set. Line starts closer to the inside of the building, which is great. It's a good sign, and you know, I love this ride. Oh my gosh, since 1999. Who doesn't love Aerosmith? In the mid to late 90s, no bigger band on the planet. Aerosmith ruled everything, and it was so exciting to get to come to Disney World and ride a roller coaster that had a launch and went upside down, and you could listen to their music while riding. Nothing was cooler then, and I still think it's really cool now.
Back to the room.
Miranda, do you think we're qualified to join the Resistance? Okay. Me neither.
Hey, wait a minute. We can't leave these people here like this. We can't? Oh, come on, you know how we feel about our fans.
Do you think we can take them?
Yes. Actually, you know what? I'll be constant.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I have to stretch. Remember up.
I forget that drop is there.
I absolutely love that ride. I think that it's totally immersive, and I would say certainly worth a 50-minute wait.
100%.
It's one of the only rides I'd say that for, like, consistently, but 50 minutes is an awesome amount of time to wait for that ride. I'm like, it's a great start to the day.
It is.
And we have very different rest of the days ahead of us.
We do. So,
best of luck.
thanks.
So as we were loading into the ride vehicles, the cast member assisting us asked me to put my phone away, which is great. So I always follow the orders of the cast member, even if I've been allowed to hold my phone and film the ride in the past. Maybe the policy has changed. You never know what's going on. So just listen when a cast member tells you to do something, do it. He was even specific about me putting it in my pocket, which I did, and I was afraid it would fall out, and it didn't. And oh my gosh, Tower of Terror is 85 minutes posted wait time now. 85 minutes. How did that happen? We should have done Tower of Terror first. Oh, this is painful.
All right, I am on my way to Slinky. Are you
And
also?
I'm also on my way to Slinky
Yes.
Dog Dash. I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning, which is the start of that's the first Genie Plus lightning lane you can pull, starts at 7 a.m. So I woke up at 7, and Slinky Dog Dash is hands down the highest demand lightning lane in this park. So I was able to pull a Slinky Dog Dash lightning lane for 8:50 a.m., which is the earliest
Isn't
I've
that
ever pulled.
nice?
And that means I get to go waltz right up to Slinky Dog.
Yep, she gets to waltz right up, and I have to wait in that 75-minute wait
It's
time.
a comfy 75-minute line.
Yeah, just a comfy one.
Yeah. Did you know that Fry Bucket thinks the Alien Swirling Saucers is the best ride in Toy Story Land?
Oh, man. Oh.
It's a take. you
It's
know?
a take.
It's a take.
Is it the correct take?
I wouldn't say so. No.
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 Sorry, Fry. All right, and the time that it took to walk from Rise of Resistance to get over here to Slinky Dog, it bumped up 5 minutes, so it is currently a standby wait time of 80 minutes, and I'm about to get in that line. And Miss Quincy.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck on your lightning lane. Isn't it nice? Nice knowing you. Bye.
All right, so since I was able to pull that lightning lane first thing this morning, I can just hop right up into the queue and scan in on these giant game board pieces. Yay! Thank you. This is a lot nicer than that line.
Must be nice having the Genie Pluses and lightning lanes today. How rude. Is it because I'm the baby? I'm the baby of the group. It's fine. But we're in this line.
We're gonna go for it. I just talked to some very nice cast members who told me that one of the towers is down today, and I asked if it might be up. She had no idea, and I said, were they both working yesterday? And she said, kind of. They were kind of switching off all day, which one had a problem, but they were able to keep at least one tower going all day yesterday. And then I said, okay, does this seem like probably the lowest wait that we're gonna see for the rest of the day? And she said, honestly, yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in this posted 85-minute line right now for Tower of Terror. I am going to set the timer to see how long it really is, but I think we have to suck it up and do this. All right, here's what we're working with. When a tower is down, it means that literally 50% less people can ride it that day. And we're already working against the lightning lane people who purchased Genie Plus this morning, booked a lightning lane, and they're returning. They have a completely separate line, and we have to wait for them to ride also. So that's a lot of people waiting for one elevator shaft, and that's why this line is not moving very quickly at all. And that's kind of the frustrating part about it. It's not that the line is necessarily that long. It's just they can only fit so many people into the ride. And today, they're loading 50% less.
I always recommend doing this one in the earlier hours of the day because it is such a long wait time, and those wait times do get pretty crazy, but also because you're in the sun for most of it. I mean, this is the coverage for some of it, and then in there you have some coverage, but not a whole lot of coverage. Most of it is in the sun. So in those hot summer days here in Florida, or even in the fall, we're still nearing at 75, 80 degree weather. It can get pretty toasty. See, we're in the sun again. I wonder how Quincy's doing on her lightning lane. I brought snacks.
Some of the folks might be a little bit slower than I am.
All right, so a big tip with Genie Plus is to refresh if you don't see a time that you like. So I just got off Slinky Dog Dash, which means I can book another. You can book a new lightning lane either after using your previous one or after a 2-hour cool down if you book one that's really far out. Since I already used Slinky Dog, I opened myself up for a new Genie Plus lightning lane. The two that were getting the latest in the day were Tower of Terror and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, with Millennium Falcon looking a little later. They're both all the way out to 1 p.m. when it's about 10:10 right now. So refreshing time. I just refreshed a bunch, hoping that I would see something. I almost gave up actually to start walking to go get a coffee. And sure enough, a 10:50 popped up for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So that's still a little bit of a wait, but pretty much perfect amount of time for me to grab coffee, take in the sights of Galaxy's Edge, and then head to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
I will say, even though this is a very long wait time ride, I absolutely love this queue. Just look at how stinking cute this is. I love that you genuinely feel like you're a toy. I mean, look at that Elmer's glue.
We've entered the Hollywood Tower Hotel. A beautiful, opulent hotel that fell into ruin after there was a horrible accident here involving a lightning strike and the elevator shaft. And now we are being invited in to recreate the incident so that we can feel the trauma of the poor souls who lost their life that night.
See some familiar faces. Chewbacca and Rey are out. Let's talk basics when it comes to Genie Plus. So Genie is a relatively new service that was debuted by Disney last year. It is an interesting new service. There are a couple different versions of it. So there's free Genie, which gives you like a personalized itinerary, projected wait times in the app and things like that. There's Genie Plus, which is what we're testing today. The paid version basically of the Fast Pass, so Disney skip the line offering. And then there are individual lightning lane selections, which you can use to skip the line at more popular attractions that might not be included in Genie Plus, like Rise of the Resistance, like Breedlove is doing today. Now, the individual lightning lanes have always had date-based pricing that could be more expensive on crowded days and less expensive on less crowded days, but Genie Plus actually recently switched to a date-based model as well. So the $15 per person per day rate that it used to be all the time is now on less busy days, and it can go up to as much as $22 per person per day on more busy days. Today I paid $18, so I guess it's a busy-ish a little kind of day. So it really does vary, and you're not going to know how much Genie Plus will be for a given day until you wake up to purchase it that day. We typically actually do recommend Genie Plus for Disney's Hollywood Studios. Though this park may not have as many rides as somewhere like Magic Kingdom, the rides that are here are all incredibly popular except for maybe Star Tours. So the lines get super, super long. We can check out wait times and see just how much time these lines are already up to. Having Genie Plus can really save you a ton of time in line in this park. I highly recommend Slinky Dog Dash as your first lightning lane in this park. Since Rise of the Resistance is an individual lightning lane, Slinky Dog is by far the hardest to get lightning lane in this park. The earliest Slinky Dog Dash lightning lanes that people with Genie Plus can get at this time are at 7:35 p.m. It's only a little after 10 a.m., so that's pretty wild. I recommend getting that one first, knocking it out, even if it means invoking that 2-hour cooldown. You can always use that first 2 hours of the day to rope drop, get breakfast, ride some rides with shorter lines that you won't need Genie Plus with later. I've got about 30 minutes to kill before I can go ride Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and how better do that than with Space Coffee. So I'm gonna get the cold brew black calf here at Katsaka's Kettle.
In just a few moments, the library doors in front of you will be opening. Please stand back from the doors as they will be opening toward you. Thank you.
All right, so I got the black calf cold brew, which is the Star Wars cold brew. I've actually never had it, so this is a momentous occasion. It is Joffrey's cold brew with a sweet cream cheese foam and Cocoa Puffs on top. Space Cocoa Puffs. Barring the upsettingly large coffee stain on my Halcyon shirt, this is really good. I'm not a big cream cheese fan, so I was a little nervous about the sweet cream cheese foam. However, I actually really like it once it's mixed in a little more. And Joffrey's cold brew is amazing. My favorite part of this is the Cocoa Puffs. I love Cocoa Puffs. I don't think this will be my pick all the time. It's a little pricey, and I can get regular Joffrey's cold brew that I love as well for a little bit cheaper, but I don't know. I think this is fun. I think if you're in Galaxy's Edge looking for a coffee, this one has just enough fun to it to actually be worth getting. I will say with Genie Plus, you're still waiting in a lot of instances. I had to wait 30 minutes for that lightning lane, but I'm sitting down with a coffee. I could have been waiting in line at a different attraction. So you know, you see the benefit. And now I get to go ride Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run with no wait. And hopefully I'm the pilot, because I'm really good at piloting things.
All right, it is 10:41 and we made it to the front. That was not a bad wait time at all, to be completely honest.
All right, next up we have Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. This is an interactive simulator attraction where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca and Hondo Ohnaka's help. You can fly as the pilot, engineer, or gunner, depending on what position you get as you're waiting in line. The pilot does actually steer the ship. Engineer and gunner are more button-pressing roles, but still very, very fun. I think this ride is a total blast. Makes me laugh every time, and it's one of those where you kind of end up bonding with strangers if you're not a group of 6. However, some attractions you only have to scan in one time. Some attractions you have to scan twice. So if you have to scan twice, you can't book a new lightning lane until you scan that second time. But worth checking if you can book. Sometimes the second scanner is down, like Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run does have a second scanner, but it's not always working, so sometimes you can book after the first one. It all depends, so just check and book as soon as you can.
The pre-show in 85 minutes. We got on the ride in about 95 minutes. We are done with Tower of Terror, but wow, that's a great ride. And now it's time to look at the My Disney Experience app and pick what's next. I've got to tell you, friends, I was looking at it while I was in line. Where are my sunglasses? Oh, here we go. And everything's busy. It's a busy day in Hollywood Studios. When isn't it a busy day in Hollywood Studios? So let's just pick the next ride. Actually, let's see what Miranda's doing.
Just got off Slinky. I love that ride so much. It is such a fun coaster. I think it's great for all ages, honestly. It is so much fun. Even if you don't like a roller coaster, give it a try because it's not as bad as you might think it is. So fun. Anyways, I waited only 43 minutes and that wait time was 80 minutes. I'm looking at the wait times and I'm thinking that I should go ahead and go over to Tower of Terror. Hit up Tower of Terror and then hopefully, potentially also get Rock and Roller Coaster and go from there. We'll see. But first up, Tower of Terror.
All right, just hopped off Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Super fun. My cabin was all grown-ups, which tends to mean the flight goes a little smoother. We got pirate rank, about 11,000 points before Hondo took his, so about 8,000 in the end, or credits. I absolutely love that ride. I know there's a common complaint that like it's the exact same experience every time, and that it can be a real bummer if you have like 2 6-year-olds piloting and they do a horrible job and crash the Falcon and you don't get a lot of points. I find it to be very enjoyable. I think it's one of those rides where you really bond with the people who you're riding with, even when they're strangers. There was a man who was a single rider who happened to get pilot next to me, and he was having so much fun, and we just walked off and he said, "One more time," and got right back in riding the single rider line. So I think it's a blast. I think it's certainly worth doing once so you can form your own opinion. And Genie Plus meant that it was only a 5-minute wait.
It's one of those weird days in Hollywood studios where Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, and Rise of the Resistance have the same posted wait time right now of 90 minutes. So it's that kind of day. All right, right now Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is posted at 65. That's pretty good. I'm gonna go get in that line. There's a lot of that line that's inside in the air conditioning. So that'll be nice.
Now I did go ahead and book a 3:30 Tower of Terror. That's pretty late in the day, and it's 4 hours from now. But that means we're gonna trigger that 2-hour cooldown, which is great because I can show you how it works. So basically that means that instead of having to wait until I use that lightning lane at 3:30, I can pick a new one after 2 hours from when I booked the last one. So around 1, I'll be able to book a new lightning lane, and then I'll keep my Tower of Terror one for later. So I'll be able to book Rock and Roller Coaster or Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And I just have to kind of kill that 2 hours doing something else. It used to be that my recommendation would be to book a lightning lane, whatever lightning lane you can get, and then still refresh, and look for a better one, and then just delete really fast and book the new one when you get a new one. However, now, the way that the display on the app has changed, so instead of showing the active lightning lane time, it just shows the one that you booked. So I will just continue to see 3:30 for Tower of Terror, even if a 1 p.m. becomes available. The only way to check is in the edit my selections, like Genie Plus planning part, and that makes it a little tricky, and you have to move very, very fast to be able to cancel your existing lightning lane and get a new one. So my recommendation now is that if you want to gamble, if you want to go for that better time, do not keep a lightning lane booked. Of course, this is risky because if you don't get one, then you're using up time that could be part of your 2-hour cooldown. But as you saw earlier with Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, it can really pay off and you can get a much better time than you were offered. It's just risky. So Tower of Terror, because there's only half of the ride up today and those lightning lanes are already getting pretty late in the day, I just want to go ahead and have that 3:30. You just have to use your best judgment. If you think you can get better, go for better. In most cases, you'll be able to get better, but give it a couple minutes of refreshing, see what's coming up, and if the time just keeps getting later and later, go ahead and book something that you feel a little more comfortable with. Even with Tower of Terror though, I didn't book, it was showing me 4:20, I didn't book 4:20. I waited until it gave me a 3:30. So even if you're only getting slightly better, refreshing can really get you a better time than you might get otherwise.
I've made it over here to Hollywood Tower of Terror. Now this ride has a 40-inch height requirement. It is a drop zone scary ride, super big thrill ride. And this is based off of the Twilight Zone series. So let's go get in that lightning lane. Oh, I wish. Let's go get in that standby line of 85 minutes. Ah. Oh, standby is right here. Okay. I hope this line is as chill as Slinky Dog, because Slinky Dog was half of the time that it was supposed to be. I'm really fingers crossing that this line is also like that. I have a feeling it's not going to be though. But let's see. It is currently 10:56.
I just called to invite... Is this shirt schlumpy? I just called to invite Miranda to come ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway with me, and guess what she's doing right now? Waiting in line for Tower of Terror. We are not in sync today. I'll tell you that much. But I'm glad she gets to ride Tower of Terror. It's a good ride.
Alright, I'm not seeing much better pop-up for Tower of Terror using the edit my selections method. So I'm already about 30 minutes into my 2-hour cooldown. I think I should just kill an hour and a half. I was gonna have lunch, but I realized I'm not very hungry after my coffee, so I think what I'm gonna do is grab a drink and go watch the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Snagged a beer from Baseline Tap House. I got the Hefeweizen. It occurred to me that my decision that it was too early for lunch maybe should not have led to the decision that it was not too early for a beer. Took a sip of this and I was like, this tastes like I'm drinking it at 11 a.m. But I'm at a theme park. There aren't rules and there's not time. The only time you have to worry about is your next lightning lane and your dining reservation and rope drop and park close in every show you want to do. So you don't have time to worry about when it's appropriate to drink a beer. Speaking of the next show we're gonna do, Indiana Jones starts in 30 minutes, which is perfect to kill my 2-hour cooldown until my next lightning lane. So gonna go jump into that show. I do recommend arriving early for Indiana Jones, especially if you're going to one of the shows in the mid-afternoon, as those are the most popular. This show is very popular. It does tend to fill up. It is a huge theater though, and even when it is full, they typically offer standing room in the very, very back. Hi, how are you? Oh, a little girl just said hi to me. She was so cute.
Well, I think we've experienced a miracle on the walk over here. The posted wait times dropped to 50 minutes. 50 minutes. It was 60. 10 minutes less, we'll take it. I'm starting the clock, excuse me. I'd say 50 minutes is pretty good for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway during the day. Like if you're not rope dropping it, I definitely see this wait time get up there to like the 75, 80 minute mark. So I feel like we're doing great having happened upon it at 50 minutes. I love this ride. It's a trackless ride system, which isn't like brand new anymore, but it's still really incredible to like go all over the place inside a big open room. There are no tracks on the ground. It feels like you're just like flying free, like the vehicle has a mind of its own, which I really love. And you get to see Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, Daisy, Donald, and especially Daisy, because you get to take a dance class with Daisy, and how magical is that? So this ride has a lot going for it, and at 50 minutes, I think we're making out pretty well today.
Once I get past this door, that will be end of our standby wait time, and I looked at my watch and it says 11:32.
I just got word from Miranda that indeed the other elevator shaft opened. And I listened to the advice of a cast member, and they told me that now is probably going to be the shortest wait time they saw all day, so I should go ahead and get in that line. And I believe that I was led astray. I think Miranda did the smart thing by saying, no, you know what? Let's wait and see. This shaft may open later. And indeed, like I stepped off the ride, it sounds like, and the second shaft opened. So there you go. Maybe it's better to wait, see if that other shaft opens, if it's one of those days at Tower of Terror.
Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular is about a 25-minute show, of course based on Indiana Jones, and features some serious jaw-dropping stunts, a little behind-the-scenes look at how some practical stunts are done in the movie industry. And because it's an outdoor theater, you can bring in food and drink, which is really cool because that's not typically the case in theaters. As you can see, full 30 minutes before shows start, and the middle sections are already almost completely full, but plenty of room still on the sides. Would not be surprised if it completely fills up though. I'm gonna sit in the very front if I can. How to kill a 2-hour cooldown here, Indiana Jones.
estimated 36 minutes for Tower of Terror. Now, I've never been in the front before, and if you love a good thrill like I do, try to get yourself in the front because that was just insane. I was actually scared. That one was fun. All right, I just checked out the My Disney Experience wait times, and it says that Rock and Roller Coaster is 75 minutes. So let's go hit up Rock and Roller Coaster. Standby wait time is 75 minutes, and this does have a 48-inch height requirement. Let's go get in that line.
It's time. My cool down is done. I saw Indiana Jones Sun Spectacular. It was spectacular as usual. Highly, highly recommend that show. If you only see one show in Disney World, it should be that one, in my opinion, anyway. But it's time for me to get a new lightning lane, and both Rock and Roller Coaster and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway are all the way out into 4 p.m. And I would love better than that. So we're gonna see what we can do with some refreshing.
So that ended up being 33 minutes to the pre-show. So we'll see how long this one is, but that's pretty good. Shaved off from 50 minutes that was posted.
Okay, I started for about like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I wasn't seeing a lot pop up, so I just am gonna book a Rock and Roller Coaster for 3:30 for now. That's pretty good. It's Winter Tower Reso, so we'll be down there already. Just means I can't book again until about 3:19, and we still have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway to get, and that one is showing times around 5 p.m. I've seen it go up to like 4:20, but that's the earliest I'm seeing it, so hopefully we can get a better time. But I'm gonna take a break for now. Maybe go snack lunch, because I am now hungry because of my beer.
We have officially made it in at 1:06.
Now the ride is over, and we are back out on the mean streets of Disney's Hollywood Studios, and I need to find our next ride. I'm gonna open the My Disney Experience app and see what's looking good.
I just got off of Rock and Roller Coaster. It was so much fun. If you are not a roller coaster type of person, I don't recommend this one because it does go upside down. It's super fast, but it is super loud and it is so much fun. I love it. I checked the wait times, and the wait time right now for Smuggler's Run is 55 minutes. So I think I'm gonna hit that one up before it spikes another long wait time.
All right, it looks like the only ride that we have left that we need to actually wait in line for, because for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, we have an individual Lightning Lane reservation that I booked this morning. Those are the a la carte rides that you pay for, and I've got that for 5 p.m. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, however, I don't have an ILL individual Lightning Lane. I also don't have a regular Lightning Lane because I'm the person who's riding in lines and doing the individual Lightning Lane. Isn't that exciting? That's who I am. So I'm walking into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right now, and I'm gonna get in a 90-minute posted wait for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
All right, I'm headed for lunch. I was really between a couple of things. My favorite things in Hollywood Studios are the BLTA hot dog at Fairfax Fair, the shrimp salad roll at Dockside Diner, and the Rancho Rabbit Rancho Roasters. But Emma's always talking about the shrimp tacos from ABC Commissary. It's like her favorite thing to talk about. Like, the girl's obsessed with these shrimp tacos, and I've never had them. So I'm going to ABC Commissary to try shrimp tacos during my next cool down. And then I'm going to go ride Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. So hopefully they're not too heavy on the stomach. I didn't think this through. ABC Commissary is located on Commissary Lane, between Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and Muppet Vision is where you'll find this one. Kind of near where you can meet Mickey and Minnie. It's a very big restaurant with lots of indoor seating and some outdoor seating as well. ABC themed. So you'll see stuff from your favorite ABC shows, including some actual paraphernalia of stuff that was used in your favorite TV shows. So that's interesting. I've gone ahead and placed a mobile order since that is an option, and hopefully it'll be ready soon. Did not take long at all for my order to be ready, so I'm walking past this actual Abbott Elementary shirt and heading up to the counter to get my food. So there's tons of seating here, lots along the windows in the center, and even all the way back up there, which is probably where I'm gonna go sit. I love a booth. If you look closely, you might think, hey, doesn't it look a little bit like Quincy dropped her shrimp tacos and they slid across the plate dramatically but didn't fall onto the booth? And the answer would be no, of course not. Why would you think that? That's silly. So we've got fish tacos with flour tortillas. There's some red onion in there, some salsa, and a kind of spicy, smoky mayo. And then it also comes with rice and beans. A pretty hearty portion, if I say so myself. Those are so good. I was expecting them to be good. Emma has good taste. But they're so good. The shrimp is perfectly cooked. The shrimp itself is well seasoned. And then on top of that, it has the slaw and the sauce and the salsa. And it's just an awesome taco. I'm not even that big of a taco fan, but this is really, really good. We knew that Hollywood Studios was the park for shrimp. I see why Emma likes this so much. I've had the buffalo chicken grilled cheese here, and that's really good, but it's really heavy. This feels like a huge portion that would fill me up, but wouldn't make me feel like when I walk around the theme parks after. Great choice, Emma.
Do we have any guesses as to where I might be grabbing a snack? You guessed Woody's Lunchbox. You are correct. Let's do a little taste test, as if I've not had these 800 times. This is the best food on property, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I will have this if I'm sad, happy, depressed, all of the emotions. This is my comfort food.
Okay, we have started our timer. We're in the queue. We're next to the Millennium Falcon. Where are you? Do you like that song? I just wrote it. It's about where are you? Why aren't you here with me? But you are right now, because we're together in our hearts.
I am taking my tachos on our way to Smuggler's Run. So I'm here in Star Wars Land. A note about Woody's Lunchbox is that it gets crazy busy there. I recommend that you definitely get on your My Disney Experience app and order ahead. Mobile order if you are interested in anything at Woody's Lunchbox, because it is so crazy there.
The buttons don't work. Org nest. Looks like there's one up there. Is there one? Or just their fur? Do we have feathers? And more questions than answers.
Before my lightning lanes, another 45 minutes before I can book a new one. So I think I'm gonna ride Star Tours, get another ride in, or maybe go see Beauty and the Beast live on stage. Let's see if there's one coming up. There's very much not one coming up, so Star Tours it is.
I'm counting Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run as a big win for us. The posted wait time when we got in line was 90 minutes, and we were loaded into the pre-show at 50 minutes. So that's pretty darn good. Now we have something really interesting. We've completed all the rides except for the one that we have the individual Lightning Lane reservation for at 5 p.m. and that is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. What is interesting about this is that we have an individual Lightning Lane reservation that we paid for at 5 p.m. Actually, it's a return time of 6 p.m. I'm just remembering. It's a return of 6. Okay, so we've got some time to luxuriate, but what I thought would be cool, what if we went ahead and rode it twice today? What if I get in line for it because we have the time to do that, and then come back at 6 p.m. and ride again then?
We're walking on to Smugglers at 1:55.
And I see the 110-minute sign. Rise of the Resistance, stand by. We are doing it.
just got off of Smuggler's Run. Now, I was in that line for 40 minutes, so 5 minutes more than the posted wait time of 35 minutes. And I was the gunner in that ride, which was super fun. I really enjoyed that, much more than being the pilot. I am a horrible pilot. Nobody should ever let me pilot ever. So I was really thankful to be the gunner and basically just press the shooting button. I did good at that. Up next, I am on my way to Mickey's Runaway Railway to finish up this day.
All right, here's the deal. Finished Star Tours.
My sensors.
I of course have Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror at 3 p.m. The only other one on our list that I need to pull is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Unfortunately, it's only showing signs out at like 6:50 p.m. So I'm gonna refresh for a bit, see if I can get something better while I wait for my lightning lane to start for these two.
We have made our way over here to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I'm so happy to be here. Okay, it says 50 minutes. Ooh, definitely went up since the time we got out of Smuggler's Run from walking over here. But we're gonna get in that line. That's only a 5-minute difference. That's not bad.
Believe this. I pulled for 10 minutes from now a 3:30 for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which means of the 3 rides I have remaining on my list, I have the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, all at 3:30, every single one of them. The app will tell you like you have conflicting plans at this time. If you feel like you can get to all those lightning lanes in the hour that they're open, 3:30 to 4:30, then you're good. I think I can definitely ride those 3 rides in an hour, at least get to the entrance of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway within an hour. So I'm headed to Tower of Terror. I'm feeling good. I'm on the Genie Plus high. Feels like a win to me. Now we do have a limited list today as we are just working on testing out Genie Plus and if it's worth it in this park for you. But if you want to see the strategy that it takes to ride every single ride, see every show, every attraction in Hollywood Studios, you can check out our Can We Ride Everything in Disney's Hollywood Studios in One Day video. And then it was a lot of rides, a lot of shows, but we tested it out for you. Wildly, Tower of Terror has now posted a 25-minute wait, which is so low, especially considering how long Breedlove waited this morning. I have noticed Tower of Terror get a shorter wait semi-consistently in the afternoon, but I wouldn't bet on it. It also does sometimes have like one of the towers is down, which is what happened to Breedlove this morning.
What's up, Goofy?
Hi, Goofy. Just 2 minutes, and I'm at the pre-show. Does this look like me? All right, my power hour is in full swing. It's 3:55. I'm gonna cross right over here to Rockin', and I should get off of it with plenty of time to head up to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway before 4:30 and finish up the list. Wow, wait times in general are actually kind of low over here. Rock and Roller Coaster is down to 35 minutes, which is very low for Rock and Roller Coaster. Wouldn't be a bad wait either. I know that Tower just jumped up to 30, but I wonder what wait times are in the park. Maybe we'll check it out while we walk through the lightning lane real quick. Hi. Rise of the Resistance is still about an hour and a half. Slinky Dog Dash is still at 75 minutes. So wait times for this park are by no means low. They're just a little more low than I usually expect. 2 minutes and I'm at the pre-show. I don't know what's happening out here. I've never seen people in the thing. Rock and Roller Coaster. Rock on. That ride is so fun. So fun. Seriously, you gotta like coasters to like it. It's not the most intense coaster. It might be the most intense coaster in Disney World, but it is not more intense than a lot of the coasters at Universal. Hulk is more intense, Rip Ride Rocket's more intense, things like that. So it's fun. It's a good time. I tend to get headaches on intense roller coasters, and this one doesn't usually give me a headache unless I'm dehydrated. So drink your water. I'm headed for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the final one on my list. It's about 4:18, so we'll be there just in time to make our final lightning lane of the power hour. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is one of the newest attractions in Hollywood Studios. Actually, it's the newest attraction in Hollywood Studios. It's located in the Chinese Theater, which you'll see right as you enter the park. It's a straight shot. And in it, you are going to see the new Mickey and Minnie short, Perfect Picnic. But things go awry when Goofy crashes the train into the screen and you actually get brought into the Toon World and join Mickey and friends for some Toon antics. It's a super cute ride. Of course, it's a little controversial because it did replace the Great Movie Ride, which was beloved by many. But I actually really enjoyed this ride. I'm glad Mickey got his own attraction, and I'm glad that we get the lightning lane for it.
You want to take a ride on the train? Excuse me, you lady. Do you mind helping these good people into the cartoon while I fix this here wokey-mokey?
This is how it is on the streets of Hollywood Studios. You get by however you can.
What's happening?
Listen, she's
You guys
taking
look
a
like
rest.
you're gonna mug me.
Easy. Easy, she's just resting. Okay? Is that a crime?
Let me get up. I spent a total of 1 hour and 8 minutes in lines today, 51 of which were for rope dropping Rise of the Resistance.
I spent 4 hours and 4 minutes.
Okay.
That's a cool 404.
Yep, and
What does
you
that
still
mean?
have
That's
Rise.
numerology? Does that mean something exciting?
You still have Rise of the Resistance soon,
Yes.
again.
To do a second time starting
Yep.
at 6 p.m., I have a boarding group window.
Me, I was at 4 hours and 34 minutes.
Longest of the day.
Ugh,
I
no.
just say, when I did this last year, I was in lines for the same list of rides for over 6 hours. So you got off easy.
We got pretty lucky today.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I have to say, I have some interesting takeaways from this day. I think that if you have a bunch of must-dos in Hollywood Studios and you only have a half day in the park, I don't necessarily think Genie Plus is the move.
Right.
You guys both were done well before I was.
Yes.
Just doing standby. Now, obviously, you didn't get to do my nice baseline beer moment, or going and seeing the Indiana Jones show, or Star Tours, or my nice lunch at ABC Commissary.
Actually, Miranda had a nice
I
baseline
did.
beer
When I finished
while
up.
you were writing all your.
It's their blood orange cider, so let's give it a taste test real quick.
I think it said bloody orange.
Bloody
I asked
orange.
if it was
Ooh.
Halloween.
It's I don't know if it's Halloween themed, but it is very good. It's not very sweet. A little tart. Overall, a solid beer.
Actually, they made it through more stuff faster than I did. So that's one side of it. Now, I spent a quarter of the amount of time in line as they did, which is really, really nice. I got to luxuriate in the park. There is a happy medium where you get Genie Plus and you use it a couple of times and you use standby for some of your waits, and you kind of mix and match, which works too. I will say it's a moderately busy day today, and I didn't have any issue getting all of my lightning lanes.
That's great.
Now, I used the right strategy. I started with Slinky Dog, but I got all of my lightning lanes. Even if I wouldn't have been able to pull that better time for Mickey and Minnie's, I would still be able to get one at 6:40. So that's nice, because I know that Disney says you can only get 2 to 3, but I would have easily gotten 6 today, which is pretty cool. And I could easily get Alien Swirling Saucers and Star Tours as well.
Yes.
So what do you guys think? Is Genie Plus worth it in this park?
On a busy day, yes.
If I were going to save up all of my lightning lanes during the day, come in to Hollywood Studios in the afternoon and use them all really quickly, exactly the way
Like
that
my
Quincy
power hour?
did,
Yeah.
like her power hour, then I say, yeah, it's worth it. But my eyes were opened today.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's interesting. I will say, if you have a lot of priorities in Hollywood Studios beyond the rides, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, you can. If you have a lot of priorities in Hollywood Studios beyond the rides, then Genie Plus is going to be a nice addition to your day, especially considering there are a lot of amazing shows here. And if you're in lines all day, you might not have time or might not be able to time it right to get to those shows. Whereas if you have Genie Plus, it's a little bit easier to manipulate your day to see the shows you want to see, which I consider a big plus. So if you have a whole day in Hollywood Studios, depending on your priorities, and it's not a slow day.
No,
It's like
it's
a
not.
moderate, this is an average crowd day. It's the
Yes.
perfect day to do this test.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And now go watch our Genie Plus challenge in Epcot. See you there.